Alright everyone, welcome to game number 4. We're going to be on the play here. So this hand, yeah, looks alright. We have some tools here. Opponent goes down to 6. Keeps at 6, alright, good deal. Temple Garden, okay. This is going to be some form of collected company and or combo, collected combo, Abzan dealy, potentially. Could be Boggles. Alright, it is not Boggles. It is actually Bant Spirits, I believe. So this is a deck I have not played against in quite some time. Okay. So they're targeting their Rattle Change with itself, so I think I'll take this opportunity to do this. Do have the Settle the Wreckage in hand here. I feel like our creatures can eventually kind of outclass them, their creatures in the air, so see if we can get to that point. Alright, opponent finds their vial. Trading pool tapped. So there's the Supreme Phantom. So I think what we will do here is on our turn, we'll go right ahead and Snapcaster Mage Path to Exile on this guy here, just to keep their board clear. There's a Vendilion Clique. Okay. So before they can get this vial going, we'll just get this guy out of here. And then starting next turn we can start playing Angels and Vendilion Cliques, and hopefully that'll be good enough to get us where we need to go. Settle also seems pretty cool here. Now the downside, of course, to giving them all these lands is that they will eventually be able to Spell Queller us, and that'll be a little painful. Alright, so let's jam in here with this guy. Play out our land, and pass back. So, I am definitely willing to use this Vendilion Clique here as a removal spell, if the opportunity presents itself. It's +1/+1, counter versus X. Instant or sorcery, okay. So I think we will probably try to eat the Mausoleum Wanderer with a Vendilion Clique, if we can here. Maybe it would be safer. Maybe it'd be safer to use Restoration Angel for that task. I'm not sure, but I don't like the idea of not too keen on the idea of them pumping it and just kind of killing our clique. I don't like that. Opponent's giving it a good think here. Maybe they have a Rattle Chains or something like that in hand yet. So again, a little bummed about ramping them up here so they can hold up a Spell Queller for this Settle Wreckage, but yeah, I don't know. I think what I will do though is if they do go for the attack, I think I'll just settle, and then if they Spell Queller it, next turn we'll try to Venser and attempt to. Well, I guess hold on, we can't settle because they can sacrifice this little fella here. Alright, so now they have Rattle Chains on speed dial here. 1 white mana. Surely they're not pathing our Snapcaster. Okay, Drog Skull number 2. So that becomes a 4/4. And they have their Hexproof Shield in full effect here. So I think I'm going to use this Settle the Wreckage as a gain 4. Or at least attempt to. Wow, they let it go. See how many more basic lands our opponent can control or has. At least 1. Alright. That was surprising. I did not expect that to work. Sure. Depending on what our opponent does, maybe we'll try and get cute with Venser here. And stick it back into their hand. This card seems like it has a lot of play to it. Between this and this, a lot of possibilities with this deck. I don't know. I'm surprised. I don't know why our opponent, maybe it was a misclick or something, but I would think that surely losing their Mausoleum Wanderer would be better than losing both of those creatures. Still undecided as to whether I want to try and use this Vendilion Clique as a removal spell on an attacking creature, or as a disruptive element. I think I want to try and do it as a removal spell, probably in response to this attacking. I think that Vendilion Clique is one of the cards that I'm least worried about either getting pathed or likewise having something strange happen to it. And I'm satisfied with what our hand looks like, so we'll take a look at our opponents. See what kind of tricks they might have. Okay, double Reflector Mage. Interesting. Are those things just going to kill us? I don't know. I'm afraid it... Sure. I'm afraid of what else our opponent might have, so I guess we'll go ahead and allow this to get reflected. It's a little obnoxious, but I guess it doesn't even make sense to fire up a Colonnade now until we can get those under control. Okay, so alright, you guys got a respectable behind as well, so won't be able to do much with that. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 mana. So I think on this turn, I think we'll go ahead and double field our opponent. Just try and mess with their mana a bit. Okay. go ahead and hit that. Grab an island. If I do 1, 2, 3, we're left with 3. So if we flash in our Restoration Angel now, it gets the second mage out of their hand. I kind of like that. Maybe we want to use our Venser. Venser can't kill anything, though. Yeah, maybe we don't care about that. Opponent draw a Spell Queller. They did. Ooh, a Collected Company. Okay. One Selfless Spirit. Alrighty. So I guess we'll go ahead and bounce the Drog Skull back to our opponent's hand. And we'll take 2 from this fellow here. Alright, Cryptic Command. So we know that our opponent has Reflector Mage in hand plus Drog Skull. So I think we'll just hang back right here for now. So I don't want to just get our wizards eaten up by... let's see. Alright, so he goes for the captain here. So I think at this point, I think we're almost in for a sweeper here. Let our opponent attack. Take quite a bit of damage if we do that. Do want to get this other Reflector Mage out of their hand, so... as well as cash in this Field of Ruin. So let's go ahead and blink our Venser. It looks like it doesn't matter which one we target with the Venser. So let's go for this guy, huh? So we're going to block this on here. And they will, of course, blink this in response with their other mage. But I think we need to get these things out of their hand. Alternatively, I could have double blocked this. I actually kind of like that. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so they have another Selfless Spirit. They're keeping their mage in hand. It's okay with me, I guess. So what attacks do we have here, if any? Let's see, do we want to get in with this? Don't think we do. I think we want to keep our options open. Just have the crew hang back on defense. Alright, so that's the draw skull. So let our opponent attack, see how they wanna do this. Alright. So let's opt right now, just to see. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so when Reflector Mage enters the battlefield, return target creature and opponent controls. Alright, so target creature and opponent controls. So let's... kind of like forcing their hand with the click. Although, I guess if I would have held the click, I could have taken their creature in response to the vial, so that probably would have been slightly better. Because now they can activate their vial. Ooh, save a path of their own. Okay. Go ahead and grab a plains here. Yep. I think I'm in the market to shove that down. And then when we go to blocks here, I'm going to block their Selfless Spirit. Blocking down here unlocks my wizards. Yeah. We'll just do that. Okay. No Spell Queller one time. Awesome. Mausoleum Wanderer. Okay, so that's a little annoying. Gets in front of our Vendilion Clique, but so we'll go ahead and get in with these two. If our opponent wants to block, they're welcome to do so. I don't think I want to trade this Clique quite yet. Although I think that I am in the market here to do this. If they have a path, well, they have a path. And if they have something else, well, then they're welcome. Okay, there we go. Got there. This is fun. I guess we'll bring in some Dispels here. Once again, we'll consult our sideboarding guide if they have one. Since we're playing the man's deck, we might as well... Okay, Bant Spirits. It's out 4 walls and the Venser. 1 Stony Silence is optional. So I guess, you know what, that vial was pretty annoying. So since we're taking our 4 walls and our 1 Venser, I will go ahead and cut, bring in 1 Stony Silence. And I think we're set there. Man, I cannot wait to cast this Gearhulk. And there it is. So we don't have a path or anything, but I don't think we're going to get run over by our opponent's deck. Like, they're a little more resilient, I think, than they are fast, so... Let's just keep drawing lands, hopefully, and we'll get there. These. Our opponent has a good start there with the Vial. Angel number 2, not exactly what I wanted to see. Maybe when you're playing this deck, you just can't keep hands with only 2 lands and no cantrip. Maybe that's just something I'm going to have to learn here. And it looks like it might be a rough lesson. Alright. We'll take it. So our hand's shaping up fairly nicely here. Our opponent does have, of course, lots of resources of their own at this point. Ooh, they do play this thing. Good to know. Alright. So if we go for the Stony Silence, I imagine it gets spell quellered or remanded or something like that. Maybe our opponent has. Well, let's see what they're playing. If it's a counterspell, we do have a Dispel. If it's a spell queller, well, we'll just have to kill it. Looks like it is a spell queller. Oh, it's a Collected Company. Oh, baby, it feels good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fortunately, Cataclysmic Gearhulk is not an activated ability. I don't think that could have possibly gone better for us, but we still need to draw some more lands, so definitely not out of the woods yet. Looks like our opponent's ready to commit some creatures to the board here. Yeah, that seems pretty good. So let's see, is there anything we can do to, well... I think I'm going to path this right now, while the opponent is tapped down low. And then we can attempt to snap path it on the next turn. And I'm going to target this just so they don't get a land right away. If our opponent has a Dispel or anything like that, we will of course let it resolve because this thing is gone, no matter what. Uh-oh. Okay. Alrighty. Our opponent's down to 1 card in hand, so all we need is 1 more land and we are off to the races here. Opponent's not really pressuring us. Notable that they do have the Moorland Haunt active, which is pretty good. Ooh. Alright, so I think we're going to try and go for the snap path here. If we can just continue to put our opponent behind here. This is a spell queller on our Snapcaster. A Unified Will. Okay, so we do not have an answer to that. But that's fine, because we've got plenty of much more important spells that we're looking to resolve here. Although this this combo here is going to put the screws to us, and we really need to find another land. We are fortunately at 19 life, and our opponent is low on cards, so that's the good news. Ooh. A Thalia. Okay, that's interesting. All we need to do, though, is survive long enough to make a couple more land drops. And then we get to drop the hammer here. But once again, it would have been nice to be able to keep up Negate as a backup. Oh my goodness. These lands are really becoming problematic. Taking a big hit here. Fortunately, we're now kind of slipping into the danger zone. This is really too bad. Just going to take another hit for 7. Drop to 2. If our opponent has really anything, we're going to be up a creek here. Alright, nah. That's unfortunate. That really sucks. Alright, let's run it back. It's kind of like how our Jund opponent bricked for many turns at the end of our third match there. I guess it's just our turn, but that's always a little frustrating. So we'll go ahead and play first. This hand looks all right. Opponent goes down to 6, and that is where they will stay. All right, so Unified Will, good to know. At least in this deck, as opposed to the control deck, the blue-white control deck, you have a decent chance of actually blocking them from enabling their Unified Will, since we have some creatures actually. So if I get the chance here, I don't know whether I Detention Sphere the Aether Vial or whether I leave that for their creatures. I don't think they have a way to deal with this, really. They didn't see Runed Halo in the last game. So I guess we'll just wait and see what they have. Okay, no blue mana. Since they have no blue mana, I think I am going to take this Aether Vial. Okay, this is Instant or Sorcery, that's right. is. Alright, let's see what our opponent has to say about that. Ooh, Saccharizing Canopy. I like where this is going. Alright, so they did manage to find their land. Ruined Halo. Since I have the Sweeper in hand, I think I'm going to hold back on the Clique. See if I can get our opponent to commit more to the board. Or maybe I just play the Clique. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Our opponent's tapped out, and I think the information could be really valuable. Okay, Supreme Phantom, Disdainful Stroke, Collected Company, Drog Skull Captain. Alright, do we care about any of these cards? Considering taking the Collective Company, Disdainful Stroke, we just need to be aware of that to play around it. Spell Queller is pretty obnoxious as well. You know what? Let's take the Spell Queller. The Collected Company is obnoxious as well. Alright, we'll take the Spell Queller. And we'll put this up here. And I think I'm just going to trade this, because we don't need this countering a Cryptic Command or something like that. Settle Wreckage. That's a good one. Do I want to play out the Ruined Halo on Supreme Phantom? I think I do. I think I do. Okay, so their draw was the Misty Rainforest, and I guess this is going to be a Drog Skull Captain. I'm just going to take 2, I assume. Yep. Okay. So Path would be a nice draw to allow us to get rid of this guy here. This is nice. Our mana is developing quite nicely, and there's the Path to Exile. So let's see. I think I'm going to Path in my opponent's upkeep, and that allows us to leave up Cryptic Command for their Collected Company, if that's the route that they wish to go, of course. Alright, so we're just going to hold up Disdainful Stroke, and we will keep... Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, pass it back here. A Naked Spell Queller. So they can have that. Might have to take a few beats off of this here till we can draw an angel or something, maybe. Okay. collective company. So why don't we counter this and draw, or do we want to counter this and bounce? No, we don't want to bounce Spell Queller. That's stupid. Never mind. Ooh, Snapcaster. That's good. Good news, good news. So I guess we really just want a creature we can get down here so we can start taking care of their board. A Dispel. Alright, so I think here, I'll go ahead and Supreme Verdict these two creatures just to unlock the ground. Yes, this one is shut off by our... Okay, so it looks like our opponent might have a Queller in hand here. Actually, yeah, shoot, Snapcaster Path would have been... Well, we'll see what happens. So our opponent, I think, is determining whether they want a Queller or not. I'm not sure what else they could be debating. It's also worth noting that if we have to play a Cataclysmic Gearhulk, we do have 2 enchantments in play, so we'll have to pick which one of those we want to remain, and I think we would probably choose the Detention Sphere, just because by the time we Cataclysmic, I'm sure this is going away, and then we can do away with this as well. So maybe our opponent disconnected, I'm not sure. That or they're really, really thinking about something. If they do have a Spell Queller here, we are in a little bit of a jam, because they Spell Queller this. The next turn we take 6, at least. And that's half of our remaining life total. So that's not definitely not ideal. But I wanted to get this out of my hand before I start committing creatures down. Especially because if we draw an Angel later or a Gearhulk, it'll feel real bad if we have to immediately Wrath. But our opponent is also back up to 5 cards in hand. So that's not super great for us either. Okay, so they do have the Queller. Yeah. So like I said, we're in a little bit of a spot now. If they go for the second Phantom, we have a Spell Snare plus Dispel for backup, so I guess that's our plan. And then next turn we're going to have to, I think, Snapcaster Path. Ooh, Thalia. So let's see. I guess we let the Thalia resolve, and we need to hit the Supreme Phantom. 1, 2. Yeah. Drog Skull Captain. Okay. So that's pretty bad. Okay, so, yeah, we're in a bit of a jam here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 6 lands. So I guess we're going to, and we can no longer So we're going to have to settle the Wreckage. And we cannot settle... They do have the Disdainful Stroke in hand, so we have just enough to get through those two pieces of interaction. And if our opponent has anything else, I think we're pretty sunk here. And if they hold back other creatures, you know, we're not in a good spot either. Maybe it wasn't right to verdict there. No matter how it looks, things our opponent might time out. So this, of course, is one of the instances where if our Settle the Wreckage was a supreme verdict, we would be in much better shape here. But again, fortunately, we have just enough mana to do everything that we hope we're going to want to do with this hand. We know our opponent's last two cards in hand are Supreme Phantom, right? Supreme Phantom and Disdainful Stroke. So, short of them drawing another piece of interaction, they do have two blue. They have two blue available. So short of them drawing another piece of interaction, we might be able to sneak something out. 4 is not a lot of life, but they are at 13, and we can start revving up this Colonnade. Right, there's no merit to 2 mana path, 4 mana. No, then we're just dead. So yeah, I think our only line here is settle and hope to spell Snare their Disdainful Stroke. That's not good. Okay, so they do not play around the Settle the Wreckage. Oh, okay, so we do not... shoot, we do... I miss... Wait, what's going on here? Undo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. So I miscounted on the Thalia, I guess. Snapcaster Mage. Path to exile this. Block this. Looks like we still take 4 and die. Shucks. Why did I think... I was looking right at the Thalia and I was considering the tax. But I was incorrect. We still take 6, that's right, still this guy hanging out here, so... well, that's really too bad. Maybe they'll forget. Nope. Alright. That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. Trying to think back on the matchup. Man, Thalia. What was the turn when they played that? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Supreme Verdict. Was that not the play to make? Also, getting screwed on lands in Game 2 certainly didn't help matters, but man, that was really rough. A very, very disheartening loss there. So, were we not supposed to cast the Supreme Verdict, I wonder? Would that have altered the outcome in any meaningful way? I feel like, I mean, given the cards that our opponent then drew, I'm not sure. Maybe it would have, but let me know what you think. I don't know. Again, maybe we just have to not keep 2-land hands without a cantrip in this deck too, just to prevent that from happening. So maybe we'll try that as a rule moving forward here, and we'll see what happens. So, all right, we'll catch you in the final game.